Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave अंतर्मुखो यो आनंदमयो ब्रह्म सुखम तदा भुक्ते चिद्बंबियुक्ताभिः अज्ञानोत्पन्न वृत्तिभिः. We are studying the Brahmanande Yogananda. So when we talk about Brahmananda, exactly what it means. And this is the deep analysis. And therefore, first thing is established that all of us want to go to sleep even in the satsang. Many people come to satsang only for that. I was having a notion that those who are shorties, they can come in the front so that you don't have to dodge this way, that way. So he told me, Swamiji, you are so awesome. I said, what did I do? Whenever I get tired, I come home, finish my food and start your MP3. And I never know when I sleep. That day I realized that I am not awakening the people, but putting the people to sleep. Awakening is forever, putting to sleep temporarily. Imagine if I can put somebody to sleep permanently. This experience of yours is Brahmananda. This is what we have to learn. So, antarmukho yo ananda maya brahma sukham tada. Our intellect, Vijnanamaya kosha, where the principle of I is located. Body is the house where we live. Pranamaya kosha is the power source. And the Manomaya kosha is the means of communication. And Vijnanamaya kosha is the position of I. So, whose mind? My mind. Whose hunger and thirst? My hunger and thirst. Whose body? My body. So, this I gets identified with these three, and after getting identified, then when identified with the body, this I is living as a waker. When this I is identified with the mind and its modifications, the I is living as a dreamer. And for both of them, the waker and the dreamer, the power source is common. That is the Pranamaya kosha. Thus, this I, the Jiva, he is tired and exhausted in the waking experience as a waker and wants to live it. Then the same I gets tired with the Manomaya kosha or the subtle body, and he also wants to give it up. Now this I who was associated with the earlier three is separated from them. This process of separation is preparing a bed, making it nice, going and lying down on that bed. Damn tired today. This is the beginning of entry in the deep sleep. After this happens, then immediately the sleep doesn't begin. So we keep on tossing on the left side, on the right side. And then we are even tired of this experience which is in duality. Because that time also we keep on remembering, oh, day was such a bad day. Thank God I finished everything. And you are not sleeping yet, but preparing to sleep. That experience is also in the field of relativity. Dvaita Triputi. And therefore we enjoy the comforts of the bed and everything. And after that is also over, then before entering the deep sleep, the intellect or the mind is completely introvert. And in that introverted thought, the bliss of the self or the self that is the bliss gets reflected. And then this Vijnanamaya Kosha merges back in that reflected bliss. This is the Anandamaya Kosha. Therefore, waking experience is body predominant. Then the dream experience is mind predominant. The deep sleep experience is the ahankar predominant. In the deep sleep, the ahankar is still there, because of which all the functions of the body keep continuing. And then in the samadhi, it is the chitta pradhan. All memories are stored without deleting. So before we enter the Anandamaya Kosha, we are going through all these stages. And after that, Bhunkte Chit Bimba Yuktabihi Adhyana Utpadna Vrittibihi. At that time, the Jiva experiences the bliss that the Brahman or the reality is through the instrument of Adhyana Vritti. Adhyana Vritti means what? That knowledge where knower known, enjoyer enjoyed, division is valid. Adhyana doesn't mean absence of knowledge, but that experience where the duality of experiencer and experience is still valid. Therefore, bhunkte chit bimba yuktabihi. So the intellect reflecting the consciousness becomes as if enlivened. So this is one very important point we have to understand. To make it very easy, now look at my beautiful face. You will see two types of lights on my face. One type of light is the general light. I can also say same thing on your head also. And there is some point where there is a skin which is tightened. If not the skin, at least the glass frame, somewhere where the skin is tight, there we also see the reflection of the light as a special light. So there are two lights. One is a common light. Second is the reflected light. Exactly the same way, the consciousness is having a common light over the gross body, the prana, the mind. But when it comes to the intellect, buddhi vritti, there the consciousness also has the reflection, and that is called chidabhasa. Therefore, this chidabhasa yukta buddhi becomes enlivened, and that is what is called the jiva. So now this jiva, through the medium of this vritti or the thought, is experiencing the bliss, and therefore he is the enjoyer, and the bliss, the Brahman is enjoyed, and in this manner he is still in the field of relativity. Now to understand it becomes difficult, because ajnana vrittaya sukshmaha vispashta buddhi vrittaya iti vedanta siddhanta paraga pravadanti. This one particular thought comes in Panchadashi in the 8th chapter, Kutasthadeep. Their example is given. If you see, the general wall is illuminated by the sunlight, reflected sunlight. And you take a dozen of mirrors and also reflect the light from the mirror on the same wall. So you will be seeing the two types of design on the wall. One is the general light, and second is a specific light. So our attention will go to the specific lights first, then the general light. Now, like this, we are seeing so many things. I am seeing so many of you. My attention goes on the shapes and the forms first, but without the space in between, can I experience the differences? Therefore, same thing. In the waking experience, ajnana vrittaya sukshma vispashta buddhi vrittaya. So, in the deep, in the waking experience, our thoughts are distinct and clear. But in case of the ajnana vritti in the deep sleep, then what happens? Be attentive. It is sukshma, Patanjali says, and what Vedanta says. This is the basic difference. Patanjali says, what is the sleep? Ajnana vritti is making absence of waking and dream as an object. So, abhava pratyaya lambana vritti nidra. So, what is the importance given in this definition? Objective importance is given. What was the experience in the waking and the dream? Everything is present. And what is the experience in the deep sleep? Everything is absent. In both the cases, it is only the objectivity which is predominant. The Vedanta says, don't do that way. Then recognize the one who illuminated the experiences of the waking for the waker, and the one who illuminated the experiences of the dream for the dreamer, and the one who is illuminating the absence of both of them is supporting all the three and is independent of the three. See the shift of importance. And therefore, we begin. Why we want to go to sleep? Because we want to get rid of the miseries of the waking and the dream. And therefore, they define what is sleep? Sleep is dukkham, absence of the miseries. Dukkha nivritti. Is only dukkha nivritti is everything. Why struggle so much? Take drinks and drugs. But how long? Therefore, Brahmananda is not only the dukkha nivritti, absence of miseries, but also nirankusha trupti. These 7 steps, please remember, they are very important. First is ajnana, incomplete knowledge. Because of that avarana, the truth is covered. Because of that vikshepa, one gets agitated because of the sense of incompleteness. Fourth thing, we get frustrated and come to Prem Puri. That is the paroksha jnanam. And then you study by mistake and become subjective. It becomes aparoksha jnanam. After that, then dukkha nivritti. No more miseries will touch you. And then nirankusha trupti. Nothing and nobody in the universe has any sway on you. You are not happy because of this or that, but you have discovered happiness in spite of everything. These are the stages through which one has to go. And therefore, ajnana vrittaya sukshma vispashta buddhi vrittaya iti vedanta siddhanta paraga pravadanti. Now, some quotations are given. Mandukya tapaniyadi shrutishu etat atisputam anandamaya bhoktrutvam brahmanande cha bhogyata. Therefore, in the Mandukya Upanishad and Tapaniya Upanishad is very clearly said that what is the experience of the Anandamaya Kosha, where the experiencer is the Anandamaya Kosha and the experiencer is the Brahmananda. Every day you can just work on it very little bit, not too much. Whenever we want something, that want or the desire is a disturbance in the mind. And a disturbed mind is the source of all miseries. And when whatever we want, we get it. Immediately the disturbances are quietened. And what we misunderstand, I wanted something, I was not having, therefore I was disturbed. When I wanted something and I got it, now the happiness has come to me from that object. It is here our understanding goes wrong. Disturbed mind is misery, undisturbed mind is happiness. This is the negative understanding of happiness. Yoga gets lost only here. Doesn't go beyond that. And therefore here we are told that Anandamaya Bhoktrutvam Brahmanande cha Bhogyata. So in deep sleep, it is not only the absence of miseries, but also the positive bliss that the source is the Brahmananda. Continuing further, Eki Bhuta Sushuptastaham Prajnana Ghanatam Gataham Anandamaya Anandabhuk Chetumaya Vrittibhi. So, Sushuptastha Anandamaya Eki Bhuta Prajnana Ghanatam. In the deep sleep, these two things, Manomaya Kosh and Vijnanamaya Kosh, they as if become merge and go back in the source called as the Ajnana or the Karan Sharira, Anandamaya. And therefore it is called as Anandamaya Prajnana Ghanatam. That means there is no differentiation between the knower known and yet Anandabhuk. And therefore one experiences, oh, now I am enjoying the absence of everything. This is also through a process of thoughts only. Thoughts have not left us as yet. Now continuing further. Vijnanamaya Mukhyauryo Rupa Yukte Puradhana Te Layena Ekatam Praptaha Bhuta Tandana Vishtavata. Now Vijnanamaya Mukhyosau Rupa Yukte Puradhana. Vijnanamaya Kosh, the I principle, is Rupa Yukta, is having a shape in the mind. Be very attentive. Mind cannot survive without form and without name. Give your mind the absence of names or the sounds or the absence of the forms as an object of contemplation. The mind dissolves. Many of us have read so many things about Bhagavan Raman Maharshi, I tell you. It is generally understood that Bhagavan Raman Maharshi observed silence for 18 years. This is not the truth. The truth is, there was no need for him to talk. Because his mind is dissolved in consciousness. So now there are two standpoints. Experiencing the world through the agency of mind and experiencing the world from the standpoint of consciousness. So what will be the difference? When experience is through the agency of mind, differences will be predominantly perceived, differences will be established, differences will be supported. But when the same world looked at from the consciousness point of view, differences will be perceived, but differentiation will not be established. It is not a Jada Samadhi. Simply sitting quiet, nothing disturbs me. No, 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 no. You are very much like anyone. But the difference is, experiences keep on happening, but experiencer is not born. Miseries will come, but a miserable personality is not born. Therefore, Vijnanamaya Mukheryo Rupa Yukte Pura. Pura means earlier. Earlier means during the waking and the dream, the Vijnanamaya Kosh or the intellect or the thought was with some form, Rupa Yukta. Sa layena ekatam praptaha. But then what happens in the sleep? Sleep is again what? An Anandamaya kosha. We are not entered Ananda as yet. So these two things, mind and intellect, they merge back in the Anandamaya Kosh. Now what is Anandamaya Kosh? Anandamaya Kosh is that experience where there is a thought, but that thought is so subtle. That is why I decided it is extremely subtle, sukshma. Ajnana vrittaya sukshma. We will not be able to recognize that even. Extremely subtle. And then, layana ekatam praptaha. Bahu tandula pishtavat. Like the rice is separate from each other, but when it is powdered, it becomes one. In the same manner, intellect and the mind, they are separate, but when they are merged together, it is only one, like a powdered rice. Be attentive. Whenever we are in the waking state, that time mrityaya spashta. We are distinctly clear, I am separate from others. But as the deep sleep happens, then all the differences disappear. And therefore, Anandamaya Kosh is one common for the whole universe. Like Annamaya Kosh is separate from each other, Pranamaya Kosh is separate, Manomaya Kosh is separate, Vijnanamaya Kosh is separate, but when it comes to Anandamaya Kosha, it is one. Like tsunamis are different, ripples are different, big waves are different, breakers are different, but the ocean is common. And therefore, what is the experience in the deep sleep? Nobody can ever say, I slept so deep and I am tired. No. So there are two things. One is, there is no sense of incompleteness in deep sleep. So the mind has merged in the absolute. And the second thing, there is no sense of otherness. But in deep sleep, the vritti, the thought is so subtle, and in that thought, the Brahmananda is reflected. And therefore, the happiness of the Anandamaya Kosha or the deep sleep is not Brahmananda. Then, even that also is given up. And then, the vritti, the thought, also ultimately disappears in the pure consciousness. It is here that the jiva is running speedily, like we have seen the examples, like the shena, like the vulture. When it is evening, it wants to go back to its nest in the same manner. The Vijnanamaya Kosha started from the waker, dreamer, and then came to the deep sleeper. All these three things are at the level of the thoughts. In case of the waking, thoughts are clear. In case of the dream, the thoughts are half clear, hazy. But in case of the deep sleep, the thought is extremely subtle. But all of them are only at the thought level. Even this also we have to discard. It is for this purpose, it is said, Prajnanani pura buddhi vrittayota ghano bhavat ghanatvam himabindunam udagdeshe yatha tatha. So prajnanani pura buddhi vrittaya atha ghanaha abhavat. So before, that means in the waking state, all this knowledge or the thoughts, eliminating the knowledge, objectifying them, now they become ghanaha, undifferentiated, and they merge back to, be attentive, they go back to the prakriti. And the reflected consciousness, chidabhasa, goes back to the pure consciousness. To understand this, we have to have this clear understanding. What is the Jiva? Jiva is Paramatma reflecting through the medium of Vijnanamaya Kosha. So Paramatma, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and the reflection of Paramatma and Vijnanamaya Kosha. 3. Now when the deep sleep is there, in that Vijnanamaya Kosha and the reflection in that, both of them, they go back to the Prakriti. And the consciousness which was reflected in the Vijnanamaya Kosha is released and goes back to its own source. Make it a simple example. When I get divorced, what happens? Who gets divorced? Not the man. Husband gets divorced. Now who is the husband? Man plus the mirror of wife, and the expression in that mirror of wife is the husband. So when divorce happens, what happens to the wife? She goes to her Maika. And what happens to the reflection? He goes back to the man. Exactly the same way. In deep sleep, this separation of the Paramatma giving up the limitations of the Prakriti has not fully happened, but a very subtle difference is there. And ultimately, even that is given up. And this experience, Stitva Syam Antakalepi, Brahma Nirvana Mruchati. This experience has to happen only once in a while. Because it is not a finite experience. All experiences are finite. Waking experiences of the waker, dream experiences of the dreamer, deep sleep experiences of deep sleeper, samadhi experience of the samadhi person. Therefore, they don't fall in the purview of Brahmananda. They are the trailers. When I want to enjoy something and I get it, I enjoy. That time, it is the Anandamaya Kosha which is reflecting. See? Suppose you like some sweet. Amras. How many katoris can you drink? 1, 2, 3. After that, now enough. No, still there is Fajita. Eat. No, enough. Because any experience at the objective level has a finite existence. But this Brahmananda, it is not dependent on the objective presence or absence of things. It is supporting both joy and sorrows, waking dream, their presence and their absence. Now to catch this, work on this simple principle. All our experiences are of two types. One, something is present. Second, that thing is absent. Asti nasti pratyay. Everything in this world is having these two things. Like this is a mic. This is not a speaker. Now the book is in my hand. When I remove the book, your mind is already conditioned by the presence of the book. Now there is no book in your hand. Now it is a day, it is not a night. Everything in this world, in short, all experiences fall in the purview of asti nasti, is not. But when we come to the Brahmananda, our divine self, we don't have these options. Now to catch this point, the sadhana which is given by the great masters is this. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha, sukeshu vigataspruhaha. When the miseries come, don't become miserable. When the comforts come, don't become addicted. When there is a noise, don't get disturbed. When there is silence, don't start creating noise. Therefore, the technique which we told you, try this. Sounds come to us in two ways. One way, we produce the sound by constantly talking to ourselves. And second thing, we get the sound from the world around. Now, try to work on it. Stop talking to yourself, you are not producing the sound. And listen to the silence. Therefore, sounds coming from the world, they don't disturb you. Then one day, by God's grace, we come to discover nothing is added to us and nothing is taken away from us. That is the meaning of Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Therefore, there is no gain. It's only a loss, what we have been mistaking ourselves to be. So, tad ghanatvam sakshi bhavam dukkha abhavam prachakshate laukika tarkika yavat dukkha vritti vilopanat. So, the worldly people and the logicians, they say, tad ghanatvam sakshi bhavam dukkha abhavam prachakshate. So, when the mind and intellect, they merge back in the Anandamaya Kosha, then it is called as the Sakshi Bhava. And Laukika Tarkika, but the logicians and the worldly people, they say, no, it is Dukkha Abhavam. So for them, the deep sleep is absence of misery. But for the wise people, it is only illuminating. Whether there is sleep or no sleep, it makes no difference. Go back to Bhagavad Gita. सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तः स्मृति ज्ञानम अपोहनञ्च वेदैश्च सर्वै अहमेव वेद्या. I alone support waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. Therefore, sarvaihi vedaihi ahameva vedya. This I has to be properly pinpointed. Now, who is this I? Who is supporting the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper and samadhi person. And yet, beyond all of them. This has to become extremely subjective every now and then. Like all colors and forms supported by the same vision doesn't get influenced by any color and form. All the sounds supported by the same ears do not get disturbed by any sound. The mind supports all the good and bad thoughts, doesn't get disturbed by any thought. In the same manner, the consciousness supports waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. Waking and dream doesn't add anything to me. Deep sleep and samadhi doesn't make me lose anything. Living in this wisdom is the understanding of Bhagavad Gita mantra, Ananya Shintayanto Mam Ye Jana Paripasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. I shall take care of their yoga and kshema. What is needed will be provided. What is required to be protected will be protected. Then what do we do? Relax. Instead of relaxing, we have trained ourselves to react. This habit of reacting is the cause of all the problems of our life. Therefore, tad ghanatvam sakshi bhavam dukkha abhavam prachakshate Laukika Tarkika Yavar Dukkha Vritti Vilopanat. Because in that experience there is no misery. Ajnana Bimbita Chitsyar Mukham Ananda Bhojane Bhukta Brahma Sukam Tyaktva Bahiryati Atakarmana. Now this Ajnana Bimbita Chit, that means the vritti, the thought, carrying the reflection of the consciousness called Chidabhasa, then Mukham Ananda Bhojane, it is from here only the bliss is experienced in the deep sleep, in the Anandamaya Kosha. In Mandukya Upanishad, this thought comes. So, Anand Bimbita Chit Syad, Mukham Ananda Bhoj. Mukham means from where the experience of bliss is experienced, then Bhuktam Brahma Sukham Tyaktva. And then in the deep sleep, Anandamaya Kosha, the Brahma Sukha, the bliss of the Brahman is enjoyed, and thereafter Tyaktva Bahiryati Atha Karmana. But the pressure of the individuality, the desire, the latent thoughts in the mind, they again eject him out of this Anandamaya Kosha. And thereafter, again Karma Janmantare Abhudyat Tad Yogat Buddhyate Punaha Iti Kaivalya Shakayam Karma Yobodha Iritaha. In Kaivalya comes very clearly said there. सुषुप्ति काले सकले विलीने तमो विभूत सुखरूपी मेति पुनश्च जन्मांतर कर्म योगात्. In this manner, again the Anandamaya Kosha was enjoying the reflection of the Brahmananda, again ejects out, comes to the waking, here gets frustrated and dejected and goes to the sleep, but in between there is a dream. And in that dream also gets frustrated, then again goes back to the Anandamaya Kosha. Thus, this is a continuous process going on. This is what Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita. Avyaktaadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyeva tatra ka paridevana. When I sleep as a doctor, I don't wake up as an engineer. This is going again and again. It is the same principle. Earlier, the Anandamaya Kosha was carrying the baby body. So, I am a child, etc. And the body is constantly moving, growing. But the Anandamaya Kosha again goes back, comes again. And he is in such a frequency that the body changes are not even recognized by us. And therefore, we never experience that I have become old unless somebody reminds us. Slowly, this thought will percolate deep in our system. Now, if we are able to come to this, now tell me, where is a place for husband, wife, children, grandchildren, and in-laws and outlaws? Yes, let's enough. Up to some level, it's okay. These people get married without telling us and make us disturb. Who asked you to get married? Now suffer. No, but we want to distribute suffering. Then ask 101 questions. In one Marwadi house, I was invited for lunch. And all Ammas were sitting around me. One question, second question, third question, fourth question. No end to it. Finally, I got wild. I said, enough. Don't give me food. Do roti, 20 questions. Enough is enough. I am going. No, Swami, please don't. Only last question. I said, oh my God. But after this, no question and good food, yes. Papi पेट के लिए सब करना पड़ता है. And thereafter, Swamiji, why we like to sit with you or Mahatmas? What is the reason? And the reason is, listen now. First, they listen to you. Now tell me, who listens to you? Your husband doesn't listen to you. Your children have written you off. So you want some listener. And poor Mahatmas, what can he do? They have to listen. Therefore you like us. Second thing, you keep on telling your problems. Mahatmas never tell their problems. That doesn't mean they don't have a problem. Put on our shoes and then you understand. See? The other day I was coming from Ahmedabad by flight. So normally I take the window seat. And other person will take the aisle seat. So whichever is left between, that is given to other people. And one Amma came and sat there. Now these days the terrible virus of we too, me too. See? So your whole flight is destroyed. You have to remain in awareness. See, friends, whole life is only complain, complain, complain. Accept the world as it is. How? Like the space accepts the four elements without reacting. But we want things to happen according to our choice, it will never happen. And therefore, if we not practice, then karma janmantare abhut yat tad yogaya buddhate punaha. Then again, punarapi jananam punarapi maranam continues again and again and again. Be attentive. It happened in our Bombay only. We go to sleep, all our impressions of the I am so and so and so, they are still latent, they are not erased. Then again we get up and start our whole day. But when a person is in coma, that time this latency of the I is erased. And therefore, a person in coma doesn't have ego. For him, this world doesn't exist. But those people who are paying his bills, they are miserable. And they come and tell us. It happened in Bombay only. Swamiji, you came and blessed our Dadima. By your grace, God has relieved her of her pains. That means my grace killed the people. People use us the way they want. Then I said, look here. She was not suffering. A person who is in coma doesn't suffer because there is no ego. But the one who is paying the bill, he has got an ego. अब कितने पे करना पड़ेगा? There is no limit. And doctor also don't tell how much time it will take. And the nurse who attends, she is constantly praying to the Lord. भगवान दूसरा मिलने तक जाती हूँ. See, friends. Therefore, this is a continuous process going on. Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, anandamaya kosha. From anandamaya kosha, again we come out. Again we get tired, we go back. And this is happening continuously. But we never pause and say, where this is happening. And when we study scriptures, we come to know this is all happening in Chidakasha, in the conscious space. Like the gross world, created, destroyed, is happening in the gross space. Good and bad thoughts, the thought world, is created and destroyed in the mind space. And the world of the experiences for the experiencers, waker, dreamer, etc., it is happening in the conscious space, the Chidakash. These are the three spaces where everything is happening. But what happens? Our attention is never on or to the substratum. If you can practice this Focus attention on the absence. Try this when you go home. Sit in your room comfortably, switch off all the lights. Not even a speck of light should be seen. You cannot see even your hand, so darkness. Sit quiet, whichever way you like. Open your eyes. And at that time, what exactly the experience is, try to establish. Then, because it is absolute darkness, you cannot see anything. Eyes can function only in the light. You cannot see anything. Because you cannot see anything, a seer is not born. Because there is nothing to see. But because the eyes are open, seeing is happening. So seeing without the division of seer and the seen is the truth. Experience without the division of experiencer and experienced is the truth. It is extremely simple. To practice it again and again, work on this. Start with uh, 50 seconds. I am not going to talk myself. Now, see what has happened. I'll tell you what happened and again we'll do it. What happened? I told you don't talk to yourself. Did I tell you don't talk among yourself? When you have nothing to talk to yourself, you have nothing to talk to the world also. Those chatterboxes, they are fed up of talking to themselves. Therefore, they want to take revenge on the society. And second thing, when you stop talking to yourself, your asana becomes sthira. And second thing, your breathing becomes extremely slow and subtle. Now observe this without talking. Next, 1 minute. Don't talk to yourself. Over. When we did not talk to ourselves, did it make any difference to the whole world or to us? No difference. Not talking to oneself is maunam. Instead of practicing this, we stop talking to others. And inside is constantly going on. Talk to others when there is a necessity. Don't talk unnecessarily. Slowly, slowly, the mind will start dissolving in consciousness. Consciousness expresses as mind. Mind expresses as words. Words express as speech. Speech becomes grossified as the talking to oneself, and it becomes extremely grossified as talking to others. See, consciousness expresses as speech. Speech goes through four stages: Paravani, Pashanti Vani, Madhyama Vani, Vaikari Vani. So, where are we living? We are in the Vaikari Vani, at the periphery of our personality. Start from there. Unnecessary talk, stop. Stop talking to yourself. Madhyama Vani. Remain quiet, but don't get disturbed by the disturbances. Slowly you absorb up to the Paravani. We are not giving any mala in your hand. You can work anywhere, anytime. No rules and regulations. No, you must get up early in the morning, Brahma Murta, and then again go to sleep. No. So, karma janmantare abhut yat tad yogat buddhate punah iti kaivalya shakayam karmajo bodha iritaha. Because of this urgency of doing this, doing that, who wants to do the things? There is somebody who wants to do the thing. Remove that body. There was one um, person in a government job. I think this happened somewhere in Delhi or where. So his wife used to come for talks. So I went to their house once. I said, "Hey, why don't you come? Swamiji, I am the in charge of my whole section. Then, if I don't do, nobody works in that office. I cannot take even one day leave. Ask my wife. I have never taken leave. The whole work I am doing." So I laughed. He said, "Why are you laughing?" Hey, when there is joke, you have to laugh. What is the joke? I said, after you retire, government of India will collapse. But we have that notion. I have to do. I am doing everything. See? Then you will not be irresponsible, but you will be responsible yet free. This is to be practiced. Now, kanchit kalam prabuddhasya brahmanandasya vasana anugachet tatushrim aste nirvishaya sukhi. Now, kanchit kalam prabuddhasya brahmanandasya vasana. When a person is out of the sleep, then for a little bit time, he is carrying the lingering joy of the deep sleep. Vasana means what? The other day, in somebody's house I went. Swamiji, please take something. I said, I don't take anything. No, take at least fruits. I said, okay. Cut something and give one out. So, that lady told the servant, they don't do anything. And he cut the papita and gave. I took one piece. I said, I don't like it. What is wrong? I said, it is having lot of onion. No, Swamiji, it is not onion. I said, no, it is onion. It is not papita. Swamiji, how can you say? I said, you eat and tell me. So she ate. My God. I said, why you remember God? That fellow has not washed the knife properly. After cutting that onion, he used the same knife to cut the papita. Vasana. Lingering on the knife. Exactly the same way. The experience of the bliss in the deep sleep, which was carried over when you are awake, that is called as Vasanananda. And therefore you can observe your own life. Immediately after we are out of the sleep, for few moments, we are enjoying that. What is that? Vasanananda. Is a lingering bliss from the deep sleep. So Kanchit Kalam Prabuddhasya, the one who is out of the Kanchit Kalam, for a little short time, Brahmanandasya Vasana Anugachet. All that blissful experience is followed even in the waking. Therefore, Tushnim Aste Nirvashaya Sukhi. That during that period, he is not having any object of enjoyment, Nirvishaya, and yet he is Sukhi. Observe this. Two times you can become extremely aware and help yourself. First, while going to sleep. Second, when you come out of the sleep. So when we go to sleep, what is the process of going to sleep? Don't try now. Don't demonstrate. First of all, we withdraw from the whole world. All possessions and relations are out of bond. Then we come to our house. We leave the whole house, go to our room. We leave all the contents of the room, go below the quilt, switch off the lights. And then, last thing, Maha Mantra. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. Till such time, there is I and a desire to sleep. The sleep doesn't begin. But when the I and the desire to sleep is also dropped, then there is only sleep. So a simple thing like sleep demands we have to give up everything to merge in the absolute. We have to give up everything. Now the question comes. Bhagavad Gita says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja. Give up everything. These are the words of Bhagavan Krishna. They are not so simple. He is crooked in three places. Three Vangi. Recognize his deep thought. Sarva dharman parityajya. Give up everything means what? Before you give up anything, find out what is yours. If I say, I have given up Prem Puri Ashram, when it was mine. See, friends, find out what is ours in this world. Right from our body onwards, nothing belongs to us. What is the meaning of Sarva Dharman Parityajya? Come to recognize that nothing belongs to me. Give up the ownership. The moment you give the ownership, you belong to somebody. There are two things. One is possessiveness, second is belonging. When we possess the things or beings, we carry the burden. And when we belong, we unburden ourselves. This is the meaning, Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Belong to him. Discard all the burden. And the discarding is possible only through wisdom. Nothing belongs to us. On what ground we say? See, friends. Therefore, Kanchit Kalam Prabuddhasya Brahmanandasya Vasana Anugacheta Tushnim Aste Nirvishaya Sukhi. So that experience immediately after the deep sleep is Nirvishaya Sukham. And then Karma Viprerita Paschat Nana Dukkhani Bhavayan. And thereafter, sometime, then again he is preritaha, he is again, no, I can't continue like this thing, I have to go to office and sleep there, Therefore, karma bhi paschat, then he is prompted to get into activity. And Paschat thereafter, Nana Dukkhani Bhavayan. Oh God, why every day I have to go to work? Can't they do anything like this? What a government servant can think of the happiness. 7 days, not 7 days, 30 days holidays and 30 days pay days. Beyond that, what can they think? See, friends. Therefore, Nana Dukkhani Bhavayan. Every day the same thing of fed up. Therefore, be attentive. If your spiritual life becomes mechanical, you will lose charm of your life. Anything you do mechanically doesn't reveal your blissful nature. Do anything. Do the japa. After some time, in a sleep also. What happened? Lakwa ho gaya. Dekho Maharaj. Anything you do mechanically, you can never have the charm of life. See, one of a very good Gujarati friend. Gujaratis are genius. I love them because they are sweet. If you have Gujarati friends, you are lucky. And they are so sweet. They like also sweetness. So they add sugar on the good. And then they eat. Very sweet people. So he is in USA, Seattle. And he is a software engineer working with Microsoft, etc. for quite some years. When I went to his place, he said, Swami, I have resigned, I have given up the job. I said, why they are not paying? He said, no, payment is not a criteria. I was getting bored, the same routine job. Is this life or what? So I resigned. Now what do you do? He said, now I have taken up. I take turnkey projects from anybody who wants. And is very much known in his field. When the people approach, he will start right from preparing the report, getting the loans or sponsorship from the fundraisers, and then execute the whole thing and turnkey project. He said, that gives me such challenges in life. That is what his life is. Otherwise, the same thing. Vaitamaku vaichuna. Hare Rama. Koi life hai wo? Exactly the same thing happens on the spiritual path. And those who are very much living in a secured environment. See? What is a secure environment? You have got your sevak with you, and the kitchen is there. They bring whatever you want, whenever you want. Somebody washes your clothes, and then the people come with big garlands and flowers and all that, and you start blessing, style. After some time, the charm of life goes away. Contrary to that, our scriptures tell, don't stay in one place more than few days. So for grasthas, what do you suggest? I'll suggest one, don't go to any ashram. Ashrams are asylums. Don't go anywhere. One day, some family asked me, so will you please advise us? I said, I'll advise, but you will never do it. He said, no, you tell us. I said, first of all, you leave your home. Let the children take care of themselves. Then you and your wife go to Rishikesh, for example. Hire a nice apartment or a nice room and have your all kitchen, everything with you. And go and attend so many satsang. Take bath in the Ganges in the morning, go for long walks, attend satsang, do bhajan kirtan, read something, study something. Stay as many days, months, years you want. When you get bored there, don't drag. Leave it that place. And then, let's say, go to Vrindavan, do the same thing. And in this way, where you die, nobody will know. Neither you will know, nor anybody will know. No, but I want to make my samadhi before I die. See, friends. Swamiji, what you told is very difficult. I said, I'll tell you, you will not do it. Because we get addicted to attached. In one temple, I think in Maharashtra, few months before I went, little bit out of the way place, little mountainous area, beautiful temple. I don't remember which is that. And there was small few hotels kind of thing. And I was so happy to be there for two reasons. Because of the boats. We have got a swimming pool with water. That way there are swimming pools without water also. And the second hotel boat was, we are having attached. That means those people who are attached, they go there. They are attached to the bathroom. So much of this addiction to the comfort zone. Break your comfort zone and come out and then see. Then you will start working on your mind. The day when we start working on our mind, understand, a new birth has taken place. A caterpillar has become a butterfly. See, friends, we have to break that barrier. Therefore, here the teacher says, karma viprerita paschat nana dukkhani bhavayan shanaihi vismrati brahmanandam esho akhilo janaha. And then the Brahmananda that we had, that is slowly forgotten. And then I had to do this, I had to go, constantly. And again then we get tired, exhausted. Then prag urdhvam abhi nidrayaha pakshapato dine dine brahmanande nrunatina prajna asmin vindeta kaha. Prag urdhvapi nidrayaha. Before going to sleep and after the sleep is over. Both the times. Before going to sleep, it is the Anandamaya Kosha, reflected bliss. After we come out of the sleep, it is the Vasana Ananda. It is a lingering Ananda. See, but in between was the Brahmananda. That we don't catch. Therefore, Prag urdhvapi nidrayaha pakshapato dine dine brahmanande nrunam tena prajno asmin vivadet kaha. Who will argue about this? Everybody wants to go to sleep, definitely. And everybody who comes out of the sleep, he lingers with the bliss of the deep Brahmananda. This is everybody's experience. And therefore, now from here, another thought is taken. Again, argumentative. Nanu tushnim sthito brahmananda ched bhati laukikaha alasa charitartha sihu shastrena gurunatrakim. Okay. Simply sleeping quiet is called as the Brahmananda. Then wonderful. All the lazy people are only sleeping like this. So be lazy. And therefore, Shastrena Gurunatrakim. Then what is the need of the scriptures and the Guru to instruct us on this path? Now the teacher says, Badham Brahmeti Vidyuschet Krutarthas Tavadevate Guru Shastre Vinatyantam Gambhiram Brahmavettikaha. But whether you are in the Vasanananda, in the Vishayananda, or in the Anandamaya Kosha, or in the Brahmananda, unless somebody instructs you and tells you, you will never know. Is it not our confusion? What is Vishayananda? What is Vasanananda? What is Nidrananda? What is Brahmananda? See, we have to recognize what is that. Like when I say I am old, here I refers to the body. When I say I am hungry, I refers to the pranamaya kosha. When I say I am miserable, I refers to the mind. When I say I am a self-made man, I refer to Vijnanamaya kosha. When I say I am to Baba happy-go-lucky, Anandamaya kosha. And not only that, then I am mother, father, brother, sister, husband. How many of you are there, man? Which is this I you are talking about? This cannot happen unless you study the scriptures with the help of the teacher. That vijnanatam gurumeva vigachet samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. To know this truth, we have to go to the shrotriya who is well versed in the scriptures and brahmanishtam. And not only talking, like I am only talking, but brahmanishtam, abiding in the absolute. See, friends. And therefore, Guru Shastre Vinatyantam Gambhiram Brahmavetikaha, who will able to recognize this subtle reality? Now the student see how dumb he is. Janami aham tvaduktya adya kuto me na krutarthata. Now just now you told me just now in your lecture that this is Brahman. So I know. So I think I am fulfilled. Shrunu atra tvagdrusha vrittam pradnyam anyasya kasyachit. Somebody so-called wise like you know what he said once? What he said? It was announced that Chaturveda Vide Deyam, those who know the four Vedas, they will be given Padma Bhushan. So, Chaturveda Vide Deyam iti Shrunvan, when he heard it, he said, Avochat, he said, what he said? Vedas Chatvaraha iti evam vedmi. I know there are four Vedas, therefore give me the Padma Bhushan. Is it right? So the student said, no, it is not right. Sankhyam eva janati, natu Vedan asheshata. He only knows the number that the four Vedas are there. But what are the contents of the Vedas? He doesn't know. Yadi tarhi, if this is your understanding, then tvam api eva nashesham brahma vetsihi. Then you are also the same category. You also only talk about Brahma, but you have not known the Brahman. What is that? Now again doubt. Akhandaika rasanande maya tatkarya varjite asheshatva saseshatva varta avasarakaha. You just told us that Brahmananda is akhanda ekarasa. And in that maya tatkarya varjite. In Paramatma Brahman, there is no maya and no effect of the maya. Therefore, where is the place for complete and incomplete understanding of the Brahman? Tell me now. The student teacher says, wow, Shabda neva patasyaho tesham artham cha pashyasi. Shabda pathe artha bodhaste sampadyetvena shishyate. You are only chanting like a tape recorder. But do you understand the meaning of it? Therefore, Shabda pathe artha bodhate sampadyetvena shishyate. Bodha, the meaning of what you are chanting, have you ever experienced it? Have you ever known it? Arthe vyakaranaat buddhe sakshatkaro avashishyate. Only by knowing the language you can read it. But sakshatkar, the experience of what is said, do you have that? Therefore, syat krutarthatva dhiryavat tavat gurum upasvabho. Till such time you are able to experience the meaning of the words, you have to continue your sadhana, you have to go to satsanga, and you have to take the instructions in letter and spirit. Till then, continue, you cannot stop. Therefore, the highest spiritual practice, whichever text you take Vedanta or you take Bhagavad Mahapuran. Everywhere this is said. The most important spiritual practice is satsanga, satsanga, satsanga. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischaratatvam, nischaratatve jivan mukti, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam. Satsanga alone will correct our wrong understanding about ourselves, about the world, about God, and about the spiritual practice. Many times we become secular. Secularism is nothing to do with spirituality. See, friends, we get lost. But all the religions are telling the same. No, they are not telling the same. They are obsessed. Therefore, let us not get carried away by this secular, stupid thought and abide into this satsanga and change your wrong notions without creating new notions. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.